The moment a so-called surprise humanitarian visit is announced, I find myself asking a question that has nothing to do with geography and everything to do with timing. Why now? It's no longer simply about what Prince Harry and Meghan Markle are doing. It's about the rhythm of it all, the cadence, the context. And their recent trip to Jordan landed squarely in that familiar territory where curiosity and skepticism quietly shake hands. The real spark, though, wasn't the visit itself, it was the analysis that followed. In a discussion featuring Kinsey Schofield and body language expert Scott Rouse, the spotlight zoomed in not on policy or partnership, but on posture, on pauses, on the space between words. Harry's interview in Jordan was described as tense, even awkward. When sensitive subjects arose, including references to Prince Andrew, observers noted a tightening around the jaw, a closing of the shoulders, a subtle retreat from the lens. Now, I'm always cautious about over-interpreting a blink or a breath. We are human beings, not laboratory specimens. But presentation matters in public life, and the commentary painted a picture of a man who looked, at times, fatigued by the weight of his own narrative. There were hesitations before answers, eye contact that flickered rather than held, a sense, perhaps unfairly, that the script was steering him rather than the other way round. Contrast that, critics say, with Prince William during his recent BBC appearance. William was described as composed, steady, even quietly vulnerable. He didn't appear to fight the room, he inhabited it. His posture open, his tone measured, his presence unforced. The analysis suggested he wasn't merely responding to questions, he was owning the moment. And here lies the heart of the debate. One brother is increasingly framed as settled into his institutional identity, the other as navigating a self-constructed path that still carries echoes of the institution he left behind. The late Queen's well-known stance of no half-in, half-out hovers over this conversation like an unspoken referee. When you step away from formal royal duty but continue high-profile global engagements, the line between independence and inheritance can blur. Some skeptics argue that trips like Jordan feel less like sustained humanitarian missions and more like strategic resets. Visibility, they say, is not the same as impact, and when an interview feels strained, it amplifies that suspicion. Fair or not, that's the lens many are using now. In today's media climate, every micro-expression becomes a headline in waiting. A pause is interpreted as guilt, a tight smile as defiance, a glance downward as doubt. It's almost theatrical the way we collectively lean forward, replaying clips in slow motion, as if truth might be hiding in the angle of a shoulder. And yet, despite the cynicism, perhaps because of it, Harry and Meghan remain magnetic. One wry online comment even misread humanitarian trip as humiliating trip, which made me laugh more than it should have. That little slip captures something real, fatigue mixed with fascination. People roll their eyes, and then they click anyway. There was also commentary touching on Meghan's estrangement from her father, with some suggesting unresolved family dynamics influence how the public interprets her empathy in humanitarian settings. Now, I tread carefully here. Drawing straight lines from private family conflict to public character is a dangerous game. Real lives are more complicated than our neat narratives, but perception doesn't always wait for nuance. What strikes me most watching all this unfold here at the Crown Talk UK is how much power we grant to presentation. Two brothers, two interviews, two sets of body language dissected like championship footage. William increasingly cast as the steady heir, secure in role and rhythm. Harry portrayed as a man straddling worlds, royal heritage on one shoulder, global activism on the other, without fully reconciling the tension between them. Whether you agree with that framing or reject it entirely, it reveals something deeper. This isn't just about Jordan. It isn't even just about body language. It's about credibility, identity, and narrative control in an era where every gesture is archived and analyzed.
If you found this reflection thought-provoking, do take a moment to like and subscribe to the Crown Talk UK. These conversations deserve depth, not just drama. Because in the end, the real story may not be in the tightened jaw or the relaxed smile. It may be in the fact that two brothers can stand before cameras and embody entirely different chapters of the same family saga.